He killed at least 49 women and dumped their bodies in the Green River. The evidence that caught him had been sitting in a freezer for 20 years. The Reign of Terror. In the 1980s, the Pacific Northwest was terrorized by a predator who preyed on vulnerable women, primarily sex workers and runaways. He strangled his victims and discarded their bodies in remote locations around the Green River in Washington state, earning him the chilling moniker, the Green River Killer. The first bodies were discovered in 1982. Over the next 2 years, more victims were found, all showing similar patterns of strangulation and disposal in wooded areas. Despite the massive efforts of the Green River Task Force, which at one point included over 50 detectives, the killer remained elusive. The suspect in plain sight. Gary Ridgway, a truck painter from Auburn, Washington, became a suspect early in the investigation. Several witnesses reported seeing him with victims who later turned up dead. In 1984, he was interviewed by police and submitted a DNA sample via a saliva swab. However, the technology of the time could not provide definitive matches, and he was released due to a lack of evidence. Ridgway continued to kill for several more years before apparently stopping in the late 1980s. As leads dried up, the case gradually went cold, and the task force was disbanded. The scientific breakthrough. In 2001, the King County Sheriff's Office reopened the investigation to leverage the massive advances in forensic science. Using improved DNA technology, they retested semen samples collected from 3 of the earliest victims. These results were compared against the original sample Ridgway had provided in 1984, which had been preserved in a freezer for nearly 2 decades. The DNA matched perfectly. This gave detectives the breakthrough they needed to finally secure an arrest. On November 30th, 2001, police apprehended Ridgway at his workplace. Confession and conviction. During interrogations, Ridgway initially denied involvement, but eventually confessed to the unthinkable. He had killed dozens of women. He later pleaded guilty to 49 counts of aggravated first-degree murder as part of a plea agreement. This deal spared him the death penalty in exchange for his help in locating additional victim remains. In 2003, Ridgway was sentenced to 48 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole, plus an additional life sentence, ensuring he would die in prison. His capture brought closure to dozens of families who had waited decades for answers, proving that science can triumph over evil even when years have passed.